morning, family and friends. Welcome to the Woke Nation and welcome to this great day. It's a great day, and we are great people here to explore and enjoy our life. This is our day, and we have to enjoy our life in it. So, wherever you are, I am welcoming you and encouraging you to do yourself a huge favor by living your life, not their life. Don't live by according to their own opinions about you. Live your life, think for yourself, speak for yourself. Free yourself from every bondage. Yes, it's not your fault that you find yourself in that bondage, but it's your fault to continue in there. The reason why people like us always come to share or spread knowledge is because of all of us. We need to be free. We need to live our life. When we live our life, those things we see as burden will not be burden anymore. You will see how you will be enjoying your life. You know you can live with or without anyone, especially those who have said, oh, without them you are nobody. You can live without them. You are bigger than them, you are greater than them. So you're supposed to always enjoy your life. Okay? And also I encourage you not to hoard any knowledge you have, whether you have that knowledge directly from the universe or you have it from other people. Just throw it on your wall. Somebody need it. We don't hold knowledge. That's what made the woke nation, awakened Africans, different from religious people or people that are running a certain organization or movement. You know, the knowledge in this world is free. So we're supposed to share it freely. And that's why we are not into a movement. This is not an organization. This is not where you'll be fined if you don't do certain things and you must do certain things. You know, those things bring freedom, whether you call it cult, whether you call it religion, whether you call it organization, whatever you call it. But, you know, you have those things that, you know, people can't think for themselves, right? Especially people of like mind. They still have things limiting them, stopping them from thinking for themselves and doing what they should do. Like the woke nation. Among the woke nations, we don't have rules and regulations saying, oh, you must do this, you must come to this day, or you must be, you know, you must join, all that, or you must share my post. If you don't do this, this will happen, all that bullshit. No, we may have different point of view on things, but actually when you settle down and think about it, you see we are saying the same thing. So that's a little thing little mistake I see, little disagreement I see among the woke nation. Don't worry about that, but always pause. When I know somebody is among the woke nation, I may not understand their post or their comment. I just leave it that time. And it has happened to me some other time I see that post, oh, I begin to understand what this person was saying that time. So, but when you think that, oh, I have arrived, no, no truth is permanent unless it is based on facts. If that truth does not base on fact, maybe you saw it in your revelation, in your vision, or whatever, you had a voice that said that to you. Okay, you say it. But if it's not based on fact, change when fact comes out. Because fact will always show up, which is why we said the truth shall prevail. It may take time, but not eternity. It is a matter of time. Remember, I shared that the last video I made was, it is a matter of time. Yeah, there was a time in America here, you know, black people cannot even come out when they want to come out. There's no freedom for black people. I mean, freedom of movement, not the name freedom, like freedom to vote or do certain things, freedom to eat with the white people, freedom to marry white person they like, they love. Now, before it wasn't like that. But today, although it's not freedom, at least they can vote, so things changes. It's a matter of time, it will change. Do you see how black people are still slaves today? It will not be forever. We once rule the world, we will rule the world again. No condition is permanent. But now I want to share with us what I titled anti-freedom. Anti-freedom, some have said, and if you look at what is happening around, you will agree with them that freedom is an illusion. Illusion of freedom. You say, so long we have government, we are not free. We are not free people in this world, but we need to be free. We need to have that ability. It's a natural ability. It's inborn in us to be able to act, speak, or think as we need to, as we have to, as we're supposed to, without hindrance, without restraint. Those things you call like government and all that, tradition and culture and all that, those things are actually hindrance. That's why today we cannot have a house without spending a lot of money. We are paying rents and all that. So, but what we call freedom is not actually freedom. Like Facebook will ask you, what is in your mind? What do you have in your mind to say? But when you say the real thing you have in your mind, they block you. They say, no, it's against our policies, against all that bullshit. So, what, especially when somebody tell you, I give you freedom, nobody can give you freedom. Freedom is not a gift. No God can give you freedom. You have to fight for freedom. You have to say no. They say you will not speak. You say, I must speak. They say you will not act. You say, I must act. So you see, the people that say they give you freedom is not true, because no slave master will want you to be free. You think that people in authority will give you freedom to live as you're supposed to, although you give them power to even enjoying your resources. You are not bothering them with that. Yet in your area or in your place where you're supposed to be living your life, JJ, they still come there with their police to trouble you. They say, no, this thing you are doing is not according to our rules and regulation. It's not, they say you have freedom. No, they cannot. Just as white people declare to African Americans, their freedom, right? No, but they don't want them to leave. They don't want them to go. They want them to be integrated, to remain there. Then they made laws to control them. Although they declare we have freedom. What do they call it? Is it a declaration of emancipation and all that? Some people say, oh, slave trade is over. It's not over anything. They are still doing it, and it's still going on. And they keep changing it. All right, so anti-freedom. Anti-freedom is anti-nature. In nature, that's where you see true freedom. Do you see any animal fighting over, oh, I don't have house, I don't have car, I don't have this, or somebody, no. They are living their life freely. You see the ants, they are going, they have leader, but that leader will not stop any other ant from leaving the group. It's not by force. You want to leave, you leave. You are free to leave. You are free to stay, you are free to leave. So you should learn from nature. In nature, that's where you have freedom. In nature, look at the nature, go to the river and look at how it flows freely. You put something to stop it, it still find its way. It may take time, maybe you really block it. It may take time, but it will not give up. It will keep coming until it find its way. Because we were born free, you're supposed to live free also. So anti-freedom is also anti-truth, anti-factual truth. When you see religion telling you about the truth, they are talking about their truth, which is bondage in disguise, which is lie in disguise, which is deception in disguise. They tell you, come, give your life to God. God will do this, God will do that. After you have done that, there is no God. They tell you, oh, if you don't do so thing, no, God will not do this. Heaven help those who help themselves. If I can help themselves, I don't need heaven. I don't need any God to help me if I can help myself. If I have to go and walk and provide for myself, just as I've done today, I don't need any God. Oh, God, bless me. Bless me for what? I walked. If there is God, if God is real, then I don't have to work. God will supply all my need. Why are you thinking that waiting for God to supply all your need is act of laziness? No, this God is the one that owns everything in the world. Listen, if you're a rich man and you are well to do, you have everything in quantum. Do you allow your little children to go work for you to give to them? Will you allow them to even do? No, you won't do that. But that's exactly what you are doing in religion. You believe your God is almighty. Your God has all the power. He can give you whatever you want, and yet you have to pray, you have to fast, you have to suffer, you have to do many things, asking him to favor you. And you are believing that he's the one that is blessing you. He's the one. You wake up, you say he's the one that will wake you up. Oh, I would have died. Many people slept and died. It's natural thing. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, you can sleep now and never wake up again. You may eat what your body don't want you to eat. You will sleep, you will not wake up again. It's not any evil person doing that or do other bullshit. Then if you believe evil people do that, if you do what will make whatever they are doing to work, it will work. You will not be drowned in the river while you are staying in your house. But if you leave your house and go to the river, that's when you'll be drowned. Period. She said, oh no, they will not get me there. If you go to them, they will get you. You say, I don't believe in their power. Okay, then stay in your lane. If you leave your lane and come to their lane, it will work. Because you have said, yes, I am there. And it will work. It will work. So their truth, the religious truth, is lie. Every truth you find in the Bible, every truth you find in Quran, every truth you find in Torah, they are all lies. They are all lies in disguise. They tell you that is the truth. What they mean, it is their truth. And that's why they tell you, if you don't do it, you will be punished. But when you come to freedom, you will not be punished because of what you did, because you will do what is right. In nature, in freedom, everything you do will be according to nature. But today they have dumped a lot of garbage in our head. We don't even know what is the truth anymore. We don't listen to ourselves, so we keep ascribing it to something. No, the reason why you are confused is because of faith and belief. Your body speaks to you, your blood speaks to you, every part of your being speaks to you. But you don't care to listen to them because you have been trained to, when they send you to school, when your parents was telling you what, they make you don't even lean on your own understanding. No, don't use your own brain. Just follow what you have been taught. What you are taught in your religious place, what you are taught in a school. So those things mess you up. Even when your blood speaks to you, you ignore it. You wake up, you want to go, your body say, don't go. You say, no, in Jesus' name, I'm going. Oh, no, I'm going in the house of God. I'm going to pray to God. You get out there, you get accident. You say, devil. Or maybe you escape the accident. You say, oh, devil. It's not any devil. Let me tell you, everything that used to happen to me when I was a Christian is still happening to me. I mean, those things I say is a work of God, is miracle, no. Okay, last week, I went to work because that was Sunday. I went to work because the pant I wore on Saturday, my wallet was in that pant, and that's where my driver's documents are in. And some cash I used, all right? So, but on Sunday, I want somebody that was ordering food, I want him to order food for me too. I went to his office to bring my wallet to pay. Boom. While I drove to work, and without my wallet, I didn't even know that. What would have happened if police pulled me over? They would have towed my car, and the Sunday, I cannot get it out that day. It will be on Monday, giving them more money. But I didn't know wow, this thing sometimes it happens to me. Okay, now I'm not with that, right? Do you know that night I was going home, I said, I will drive very carefully. It's no longer maybe light, turning yellow. I still turn. If it's turning yellow, I will just stop. Then red and the green, then I start going. But do you know, at this particular junction, I was making left turn. right? So I don't want the light to begin to turn yellow. So I was making right up. I didn't know there's this young girl that was crossing. I'm telling you, what I said, wow. I said, wow. I didn't mean I hit this girl. You know how many things I hit her and I don't have my documents. You know what that is? Man, I say, wow. If I was a Christian, I would say, oh, thank God, Jesus. Maybe the following Sunday or the following fellowship I will have with the brethren, I will say, praise the Lord. Today, I nearly hit somebody. But do you know what happened that day? At work that day, I was discussing with them as the nature is what helps me. Nature helps me. I get help naturally. I never have financial problem. Anytime financial, I'm in need of finance, I always have it. Always. When I was a Christian, I will say, I will pray. Oh God, I don't pray anymore. I don't do all that anymore. And it's still happening to me. Because what we do, our effort and our sources, we keep ascribing it to the imaginary being our parents taught us exists, although we have not seen that God. So those things limit our freedom. We don't listen to ourselves anymore because we are taught away from ourselves. They taught us that we are nothing without God. We are useless without Jesus. We are useless without faith. The just shall live by faith. What is faith? Faith is fake. So the just will begin to live a fake life instead of his or her real life. Si buru n'ụzọ jiwe ọnụ, anaghị eji akụ, anaghị si buru n'ụzọ ọnụ kwutere ihe obi ji gba njọ n'ụwa, maka nkọchara gị mbile n'obodo. It's just taking me home, back home, and that's my best place in the world. Those things that you're supposed to know naturally, you now think, no, I need to know it spiritually. I need to know it religiously. Then you are looking for somebody to explain that to you. Can't you think if it's a spiritual thing, you don't need anybody to teach you that? The spirit is supposed to be communicating with you. But in spirituality and religion, they have brought that hierarchies. Oh, you want to know this, you have to come to me. And he says it's a spirit that teach you. If a spirit that can teach some people and not all people, that spirit is useless. Just as they said that God created all of us, but that God cannot speak to all of us. Some tell you it's because this person have sinned. I said a father that cannot communicate to all his children. A father, my co-worker that was making that argument with me some hours ago. I said, you are a father. He said yes. I said, do you communicate to your children through somebody else? He said no. I said, but that's what you are saying now with God. You say God speak to some people, he cannot speak to everybody because of, no, there's not, if there is God, there is no reason for God not having equal access to all of you, no matter your sin. And if sin can stop God from communicating to you, that sin is greater than God. Is there anything that can stop me from communicating with my child? Nothing. Even if I'm locked up, I can still communicate with her. And even if I don't see her again, I'll be still communicating with her because naturally we are connected, not spiritually. Anti-freedom is also anti-balance. That's why you have chaos in the whole world, because there is no more balance. See how they brought that hierarchy among gods, putting women under men. No more balance. Before it were male and female, man and woman, God and goddess. That's how the original people, our ancient African ancestors, made it. And that's how nature made it. Everything truth must be natural. If it's not natural, it's not the truth. Spirituality is not the truth. Religion is not the truth. There's no balance in spirituality. There's no balance in religion. The only place you can see balance is in nature. Male and female, they don't fight for hierarchy. They don't fight for position. They don't compete, because competition is deadly. Lack of balance is why we have all this chaos in the world. And you believe there is a God in charge of this world. That God cannot bring order in the world. He said, no, time is coming, judgment. Millions of years, idiots like you has been saying that about the judgment day, about the last day, about the end time. It's not ending. You don't know when the time began, and you don't know when it will end, because it has no beginning, it has no end. You said there is God that created this world and is in charge of what is happening in this world, and you see people, innocent people, suffering. Then where is that God? In the presence of chaos, in the presence of trouble, in the presence of sorrow, where is that God? You say he can give you freedom. Why can't God give you freedom, free from chaos, free from trouble, free from sorrow? You don't need to taste it. You don't need to experience it to say, okay, see if God will come. In Job chapter 9, 23 and 24, read and understand that place. He said, when the sudden death kills people, God laughs at the plight of innocent. He said the power in this world has been given to judges. God blinds their eyes, and these people executing judgment against other people. If you don't believe what they believe, they kill you. If you don't believe what they believe, they arrest you. If you don't believe what they believe, they jail you. He said, if it is not God who has given them that power, since you believe in God, then tell me who else is greater than that God? Who else is greater than your God? If your God is the one that gives all things or created all things, then your God is responsible for all the sorrow, all the suffering, all the rape, all the evil going on in the world. You say, no, it is people. You are stupid. Who made the people? He said, no, people choose to be evil. But God is the one that made them. And he made the evil also, and give them the ability to choose. Let me say it again. Religion is anti-freedom. There is no religious person that is free. Show me one. None of them. In fact, this coronavirus also show you that. Freedom of worship for where? Not when there is coronavirus. Freedom of what? You see Donald Trump, because he saw his poll going down, he saw many people going away from him. He want to play politics with religion, because bad politicians know that religion and politics are twins. You have to support religion for you to win, especially where you have religious people. He said worship, churches or worship places are essential place. Imagine that. That's the same man that said he's taking anti-malaria drug for coronavirus. Now he said that we need more prayer, not less. But you are taking drug. Where is your prayer? Anytime you see drug or pharmacy or chemist, anytime you see those things, they are living proof that God or prayer is useless. Prayer cannot heal you. Prayer cannot save you. Prayer cannot relieve your pain. That's why you're taking pain pills. Prayer cannot give you sleep. That's why you're taking sleeping pills. Stop allowing them to keep deceiving you. Religion is anti-freedom. Although they tell you they are free, but they are not. Jesus set me free. For where? If Jesus set you free, then why are you struggling to make heaven? If Jesus has set you free, why are you saying this is the commandment of God? There is no freedom with the law. There's no freedom with the commandment. No freedom. Religion is anti-freedom, and religion They use politics to divide us. Look at look at what they call democracy, or what they tell us is politics. They have political parties, and these people tell you, no, we are here to bring us together. No, politics separate us. That's why they have parties. Parties. In America here, they have 3 parties, right? Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. And 3 of them cannot agree. It's impossible. Because they lie to you, telling you the Holy Trinity, they are one. It's not possible. 3 people agreeing like that is a lie. 3 parties. You bring 3 gods to say they agree. They lie. You call them government. And see how government and religion works. If you read Romans chapter 13, verse 1 to 7, you will see it right there. He said that people in power are put there by God. They are ministers of God. So the religious leaders are ministers of God. Also, governments or people in power, all those government personnel, they are also ministers of God. So what's up? Because it is religious people that created government also. So government can carry the gun. Why they claim they have peace? They are here for peace, but they are the one that send the government to kill. Is it not the same thing they did to Africans? They came and used gun and kill Africans. Then they come with their holy book. He said, blessed are you, you will have peace. Our religion is the way of peace. It's a religion of peace, you will have peace. They cannot. They brought sword and tell you there is peace. That's why you say you are free, but you are paying tax. You are doing all that. You are not free. They are still controlling you. Politics divides us. Democracy divides us. Government divides us. And they have the weapons to keep us under control, whether we like it or not. They say you're not coming out today. You say you're coming out. They will show you. They will arrest you and take you to guard room or jail. Religion divides us also through their teachings. Look at Christians. Christians are supposed to have one Jesus Christ. But you see, they have many Jesus Christ. Some say their Jesus is black. Some say their Jesus is white. And they have different teachings about Jesus Christ. They interpret the message of Jesus. And now, if Jesus is alive, there should be one fold and one shepherd, according to John chapter 10, verse 16. They don't have one fold. If there is Christ and the God that Christ exists, there should be one denomination of Christianity. And when you see Roman Catholic people brag, you know, our church has been there. They have been fighting against it is standing. You are stupid. You know, it's split. That's where Protestants come out. That show you the church, it did not stand. Not God built it. It's a political entity. They use bloodshed to be established. You are a Christian today, you are a Catholic today, because they killed your ancestors to force you to become one. Not because you chose it. You didn't choose to be a Christian. You didn't choose to be a Muslim. You didn't choose to be a Jew. You were forced. Through their teachings, they divided us. And they tell you Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace. No, Jesus said he came to bring sword, division. He said, don't you ever think I came to bring peace. No, I came to bring division. The father will be against the son will be against the father, for my name's sake. He said, a man's enemy will be the members of his household. And you said Jesus brings peace. In the family where there is Jesus, happy, happy home. Where? If there is no happy Christian home under the sun, nowhere. There is no happy Muslim family in this world. There's no Jewish happy family in this world. Everywhere religion is trouble, is evil. They use their teaching to make you hate your family members. You say, no, I love my family members. No. It is by default. The moment you say you belong to any particular faith, naturally, you will begin to hate anyone that does not believe that thing you believe in that religion. You don't know when you practice that hate. It's when you are in your right mind, you said, no, I love my people, I love my people. But when that switch is put on religious switch, pum, you begin to say, no. That's why you can never see Africans unite where there is Christianity, where there is Islam, where there is Judaism. Those things were put there to keep Africans divided. African Christians will never agree with African Muslims. They may say, yeah, let's go, we fight against this. Oh, he's a Muslim. Okay, he's a Muslim. Oh, the Muslims will support him. The Christians will say, what are you saying? Man, live in, maybe that's what Allah wants. Live in there. See? Even among Christians, for example, the Igbo people, they are mostly Christians. Do they agree? No. The Pentecostal will say, what? Even in your own village, you are Anglican person and you see a Catholic sister you want to marry. You love this sister. She also show love to you. But especially when her father is a knight in the church, no, you will never marry her, no matter what, unless she elope with you. And if you don't have something doing well like that, elope with you, the father, you think if you marry her, the father, at least the family will support you. They will not support you. Many of them, many Christian parents, they don't support their children marriage and they're not even going to them. Some of them, they say, okay, you say you must marry, okay, now you will not see me there, because if they go, the church will sanction them. And that is the church of God. Told you, God is evil, God is devil. If you're angry, you can report me to him. He will tell you I am right. I'm always right when it comes to God. I'm always right when it comes to Jesus. They are non-existent and useless in reality. They can bear me witness if you see them. They divided us against ourselves. We're no longer living in humanity, or we're no longer living as human beings. We are not living like animals. We are not living like idiots. We can't show love or compassion to somebody that is related to us because of that division. They divided us with their teachings. And that's the people that still have the guts to come and tell me about going to heaven or hell. Fuck you and fuck your heaven and hell with your God. I don't need that shit. Let me share this. I want to show you certain things in the Bible that religion made people Levites. Who are the Levites? Anytime you hear Levites, you say, oh, people that are worshiping the servant of God. You're supposed to know their foundation, how they became Levites, how God chose them to worship him, to serve him as his priests in your Bible. First, Levites are those who hate their family. For you to qualify as a Levite, you must hate your family. That's what qualified them to be priests of God. God is a blood sucker, and his servants must shed blood to serve him. That's why Jesus tell you in Luke chapter 14 verse 26, you have to hate your father, your mother. You have to hate your brothers and sisters. You have to hate your wife and your children for you to qualify as his disciple. That's why Peter was leaving his family to follow Jesus. Stupid man. Your family is supposed to come first, but they say, no, God first. You have to hate your family to say God is first in your family. You have to hate your family to say Jesus is first in your family. You have to hate your family to say Allah is first in your family. After you suffered with your family and made it, you say, glory be to God. Thanks to Allah. Thanks to Jesus. Bullshit. Where were they when you suffered? You went through what? Some of you were locked up before you come out and still made it. And you say it is God that made you what you are. hater. I mean, the Levites are haters of their loved ones. They don't only hate, they must kill their family and their friends for them to qualify to be priests of God or servants of God. In Exodus chapter 32. I like reading that place every time for some people who will tell you, no, what you are saying is not what the Bible will say. Okay, let me show you 25 to 29. Let me just read it. Exodus 32. Exodus 32 from 25, he said, now when Moses saw that the people were unrestrained, you see, they want to restrain people, but they found out people are free now, having fun, enjoying, making party. Yeah, this, I don't want to worship that God. This is the God I want to worship. Although they tell you there's freedom for worship, but if you don't worship their God, you will perish you. I hate religion. When Moses saw that the people were unrestrained, for Aaron had not restrained them, they want you to be restrained. Remember Genesis chapter 11, 1 to 9. The people were building their cities and their tower. But God said, no, these people, if you leave them, nothing can stop them. They cannot be restrained. They need to be restrained. Let us go and confuse their language to stop them from building. They want to stop you. Religion always want to stop you. For Aaron, at least Aaron tried to be human for a minute, no. But Moses was on the mountain. Aaron was with the people. Say, all that bullshit Aaron had been telling us. Let us have some fun, please. Before he came back with his, thou says the Lord again. Before thou says the Lord. Hear what he says, say to their shame among their enemies. You see? So when you are living normal life, that's something that is still happening today. They think, oh, you become vulnerable, your enemies will come. God will let your enemies. Which God? Then Moses stood in the entrance of the camp and said, whoever is on the Lord's side, the genesis of the Levites, that's what I'm showing you. Their beginning, how all these men of God came to be. It's built on foundation of blood, and you must hate your loved ones to qualify serving any God. Still going on today. Whoever is on the Lord's side, come to me. Well, if you don't come to my church, if you don't come to our church, you are not on the Lord's side. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together to him. And he said to them, thus says the Lord God of Israel. Hear this wicked God of Israel said, let every man put his sword. Matthew chapter 10 verse 34, the same sword Jesus came to bring into the world. Let every man put his sword on his side and go in and out from entrance to entrance throughout the camp, and let every man kill his brother, kill every man his compassion, kill every man his neighbor. So the sons of Levi did. I'm happy that the daughters did not join them. That's why I wonder why women still believing in this God. Women always have good hearts, but you still see them gullible. You still see them supporting the God that caused them, the God that have no place for them in his heaven. They do not join the sons of Levi. They say, no, our brothers are crazy now. We are having fun here. They say they are joining Moses for what? So the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moses, which is the word of God. And about 3,000 men of the people fell that day. They killed 3,000 people just for partying in the name of their free will. But they have to kill them. They tell you God created you and give you free will. Now, these people exercise their free will, freedom of worship. They worship whatever they want. They dance, have fun. Oh, I love you. Can we have sex? He said yes. Then they have sex. It's normal thing. It's natural. He said no. God don't want it. It must be as God must watch you have sex. If God don't want you have it, it's sin. They killed 3,000 people. This is the people that are Levites. They are haters of their family members, and they are killers of their family members. Verse 29, then Moses said, consecrate yourself today to the Lord, to the bloodsucker, that he may bestow on you a blessing this day for killing 3,000 of your family members, 3,000 of your townspeople, 3,000 of your village people, 3,000 of your countrymen. God reward them with a blessing that day, for every man has opposed. See the reason why God blessed the Levites and choose them to serve him forever. He said, because they have opposed every man has opposed his son and his brother. That's the only way you can become true Christian. That's the only way you can become true Muslim. That's the only way you can become true Jew. Oppose your family members. If you don't believe what you believe, kill them, reject them, throw them away. These are the. Let me read another place for you. Read the whole Deuteronomy chapter 13, but let me read just a few portions of it for you to see how evil this God is. Let me read like 6 to 10. Hear what he said. He said, if your brother, the son of your mother, the same your brother that you suck the same breast with, your mother's breast, this you have one mother, both of you. He said, if your brother, the son of your mother, your son, your own son or your own daughter, even the wife of your bosom, the wife you love so much, or your friend, your best friend, even from childhood, who is in your own soul, secretly entices you, not stole anything from you, not plan to kill you, but secretly entices you, saying, let us go and serve other gods, freedom of worship, which you have not known. Nobody know God, nobody have seen God. But if it's not our God, we don't know it. That God does not exist. Our God is the only God that exists. Fuck your God. You're jealous God. Which you have not known. Neither you nor your fathers. The God you are serving as a Christian, the God you are serving as a Muslim, the God you are serving as a Jew, do your ancestors know them? Do your ancestors know that God? But you say your ancestors are evil. You are good. When you are worshiping a God your ancestors know not, you are a pagan. You are a heathen. You are idol worshiper. You are worshiping the God you don't know. When you are worshiping the God you have not seen, you are worse than idol worshippers. Of the God of the people, which are all around you, near to you or far off from you, from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth, where it doesn't exist, but they believe there is end. Which end? The air world is circle, but their own world is flat, so you have end. So when you walk, you're gonna fall off the cliff. So he said, you shall not consent to him or listen to him, nor shall your eye pity him. You see why religious people don't pity other people? Muslims don't pity Christians. Christians don't pity Muslims. They don't. Religious people hate other people who are worshiping their own God. They hate them. He said, your eyes shall not pity him, nor shall you spare him or conceal him. Show him no pity, but you shall surely kill him. Christians, this is your God. When you say Muslims are killing people, you forget to tell us how your God has been killing and still killing. He said, you shall surely kill him. Your hand shall be forced against him to put him to death. And afterward, the hand of all the people. And you shall stone him with stones until he dies. That is the God you want me to worship for anything? Fuck that God. I kill that God if I see that God. Useless. Because somebody said, come, let us go worship this God. He said, don't pity that person. Don't listen to that person. Kill that person. Just imagine it. You are stoning somebody you love with stone for them to die. And you call this book, they call Bible, holy. You call it holy book? Eh? Imagine it. You pick up stone. Sometimes when I imagine even like cutting somebody's head or cutting somebody's hand, Even my own son, anything touching me, man, I don't want such thing. And I say, how do people allow people to torture them to death? No, I will not allow you to torture me to death. I will try to run. Maybe you shoot me, so I just die. You catch me. I want to fight. At least I know I am unconscious when you are doing that. But me being conscious, you are cutting this. I'm crying. Somebody tell me they want to cut my head for what? No. You know they will execute you, and you are sitting there. You are dying for what? No. All die be die. So why will you wait for them to be cutting you? Fight, fight. Let them kill you. Grab their weapon to fight. You can shoot yourself also. And you allow them doing all that because they have made you to fear death. And fear of death is what makes you living like vegetable. Anybody can go and plow. Oh. A God of Deuteronomy 13 can go and burn in that hell they say he created. I will never serve that God. And nobody that serves that God can stand before me. Read it. He said, kill the person, stone them with it until they die. You'll be looking, they'll be crying, please, please, they'll be crying. You see people using wood to beat somebody to death. Maybe they say he raped somebody or he stole. You see, they break the hand. You are fellow human being. You don't have that feeling. And yet we come out and say some people are heartless. There is no people that are more heartless than religious people. Religion hardens their heart. They have the heart of stone. That's why they say you will go to hell if you don't believe what they believe. You have to have the stony heart to sentence your fellow human being to hellfire for not worshiping your God. See, only a fool will stand. They say they're coming to kill you. Stand. No. If they already caught you, fight for your life. Let them kill you. Don't let them begin to torture you like this. So they show the picture. See what we are doing. You see that Khan president in Nigeria, Muslims want to cut his head. They put him in that hole. He stay right there. Stupid man. Because you are a Christian. Those things, they didn't do that to our ancestors. They used to force our ancestors. Because they know our ancestors fought. Not all these present day Africans that are that are shaking like jelly. Our people call it agidi. Because they know you are afraid of dying, so they will come in with threat of death. You will kill, will do this. Fuck them. Levites are wicked people. Religious people are Levites. They hate, they kill, and they take from people. They take from people. And they tell you it is God that made us to take it. God made us. Oh, at work, before I came home today, this Nigerian man again, he's a Nigerian Christian and the Delta Igbo man, he repeated the same nonsense. I keep talking to him yet, but he said, no, you know, things happen because it is God's will. I said, which God's will? How can somebody come and take your thing and you think begging that person will get it back? If they took it by blood, you must take it back by blood. He heard me saying that to people, so he woke up. He said, no, you know, certain things happen, but if you do something, it will happen to people. I said, no, it's not true. It's not true. I said, look at black people and white people. Look at Haitians. Look at Africans. You say you have voodoo, you have power, you have juju. Why is your juju only working against your own people? It doesn't work against white people. Not because the juju of voodoo cannot work against white people, but you don't want to use it against them. You are using it against your own brothers and sisters because they use religion and their faith and belief to make you, okay, no, you know, save your life here. Your problem is your brothers. Your brothers are not your problem. They turn you into Levites who can kill their brothers for their God. But the men people that are oppressing you, the men slave masters, you will not kill them. Because they look like the God you worship. They look like Jesus. You say, why are they doing that? Because in their subconscious, that's what is have been registered there from their childhood. White supremacy, white superiority. Christianity is white supremacy. Islam is white supremacy. Judaism is white supremacy. And every African Jew, African Muslim, African Christian, every African, even African traditionalists, all of them, they are promoting white supremacy in Africa. Because they are the one that will still tell you about forgiveness. What you call African spirituality has been has been dented or has been messed up by white supremacy or white superiority. That's why you see your native, those people that are using voodoo, they quote Bible also. They read the Bible. It's in them. That faith in them have corrupted everything. There is no, it's hard for you to see a true African spiritualist or African traditionalist. I mean, not spiritualist, traditionalist. The native doctor I met in Ames is a good native doctor, but he's still quoting God. He's still quoting the God of the Bible because he went to church when he was little. They are takers. You see, Numbers chapter 18, verse 26. And do you know many native doctors know the Bible more than the pastors? Do you know that? Many native doctors in Africa, they know the Bible more than the pastors. 1826. He said, speak thus to the Levites and say to them, when you take from the children of Israel the tithes, which I have given you from them as your inheritance. They are takers. Levites. You see, that's why you see the pastors, they say, we are Levites. We are Levites. Who are the Levites? Those choosing to worship God. Those who have hated their families, killed their families for God. They put God first before their family. They put Jesus first before their families. They are Levites, and they can hate and kill you for that God. And you know one thing again, I mean, some other things I want to share with you. When they tell you that you have to bring your tithe to the storehouse, tell them they are lying. Number one, they are not Levites. And number two, it is only the Levites that should bring the tithe to the storehouse. It's in your Bible. Numbers chapter 10, verse 38. 38. Numbers chapter 10. Oh man, it's not up to 38. Let me see. Nehemiah 10:38. I say Numbers. Oh man, for Nehemiah, you see, NN. Sekwana no nke nsiri. Onweghị ihe mere ndị nọ n'ụwa ha ji na-achị igwe. Onweghị ihe mere ha. Onweghị ihe mere ndị nọ n'ụwa ha ji na-achị igwe. Onweghị ihe jidekwa ogu. Eji m ogu n'ọfọ. Enweghị ihe mere ndị nọ n'ụwa ha ji na-achị igwe. Onweghị ihe jidekwa ogu. Eji m ogu n'ọfọ. Enweghị ihe mere ndị nọ n'ụwa ha ji na-achị igwe. Oh, Obia, Ojumaho. Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 38, it says, and the priests, the descendants of Aaron, who killed their brothers, their sisters, and their neighbors, their children, shall be with the Levites when the Levites receive tithes. And the Levites shall bring up a tenth of the tithes to the house of our God, to the rooms of the storehouse. For many of you that are still paying tithe, because they quote Malachi chapter 3, verse 10 to 12 to you, telling you, he said, bring all the tithes to the storehouse. He was not talking to you. He was talking actually to those criminals you call pastors, although they are not Levites, but they claim they are Levites when it comes to tithing. Who should bring tithe to storehouse? According to Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 38. Those criminals you call men of God, not you. Stop taking your tithe to any church. Church is not the storehouse. That storehouse in the Bible never existed. It never existed. They are criminals. But I'm showing you what religion has turned people into. Politicians are also Levites. They can hate you, they can kill you, and they can take from you. There's nothing you will do. All of them are Levites. Then the next point I want to share is the theists, that's believers in God, are anti-freedom. They fight for their God. They fight for their, especially African Christians, African Muslims. African Muslims are more deadly than Muslims of other race. African Christians are more evil than Christians of other race. Because of Matthew chapter 23, verse 15, they were converted and made them double. Evil people converted them. They become more evil than evil people that converted them. That's Matthew chapter 23, verse 15 is there in your Bible. I'm not the one that wrote it. It's white people that wrote it. The people that converted you, they're the one that wrote it. They fight for their Jesus. They fight for their God. Although they tell you that God is almighty, that God can do anything. But why are you fighting for the God that can do everything? Why are you speaking for the God that can do everything? Any God you are speaking for is useless. Any God you are fighting for is useless. It does not exist. And I've been saying it with all my being. There is no God. You call me a fool because you are a blind idiot. A fool tells you the truth, take the truth. Throw away the fool, but take the truth. There is no God. Your life is evident. Believers will fight for their religion, which is their faith and beliefs. Believe what you believe. Leave us alone. You are Antichrist, you are Lucifer, because you are telling them the truth. How many years you have been praying? Your parents died in the same religion. You are continuing today. And yet you say, yeah, prayer works. God is this. And some of you are online begging for money, begging for assistance. Yet you say, there is God. I like you, but I don't like what you are saying. You're saying there is no God. How can you say that thing? Don't let the devil, the which devil? Believers fight against their saviors. Jesus is not your savior. People like me are your saviors. God is not your savior. People like me are your saviors. Your brothers and sisters that have awakened, those who are among the woke nation, those who have seen that God does not exist, that religion is a scam, Christianity is a scam, Islam is a scam, Judaism is a scam. They are your savior. They are not coming to take from you. They are not coming to hate you. They are not coming to kill you. They are coming to save you. But you see those religious idiots, those religious nuts, those morons by faith, those blind idiots by faith and beliefs, they will hate, they will kill, and they will take, thinking that they know the God they serve, why they have not seen that God, and they think they are doing his service. Oh, we are doing the work of God by hating you. We are doing the work of God by killing you. We are doing the work of God by taking from you. That's why you see them, they believe that what the evil that the white man did to our ancestors is will of God. If God allow it, it is his will. Why people kill your ancestors? For you to be Christians. Why people kill your ancestors? For you to be Muslims. Why people kill your ancestors? For you to be Jews and say you have sense. you are an idiot if you still believe that. Anyone or anything that is against freedom is against you as a human being. In this world, the species that are not living freely is still human being. In the world we were born freely, we are paying to live in it. You see people taking their life because of that, what they're going to, depression, stress, all that. There's no reason for any single person to have depression or stress in this world if we have freedom. The reason why you have stress, you have depression, and all that troubling you or troubling your family members is because of there is no freedom. You need that freedom. Stop bragging. You cannot be free by faith. You cannot be free by belief. You can only be free through the knowledge of factual truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Not the truth you believe, the truth you know. You don't know God. You don't know Jesus, so they cannot set you free. You can know me. You can know your neighbor. You can know any other human being, and they can save you. The question is this, and I close with it. Are you still a slave? Think or stink. Have fun.